Yesterday, threatening to shut down Congress. No president has ever done that. It's legally, constitutionally arguable whether or not he could. There would have to be a whole process of the Senate, Democratic and Republican leaders disagreeing over this and whether that had preceded it. But he was threatening a shutdown over recess appointments, including a recess appointment for the head of the broadcast panel that runs the Voice of America. He was dismissing the VOA, which is an esteemed journalistic organization of thousands and thousands of journalists around the world, just to get some political appointee in who's been held up for 2 years with bipartisan opposition. Where does this leave us with that kind of performance from the Rose Garden yesterday?
Well, look, it's just a distraction, and it's a part of a pattern that we've seen since the beginning. When things don't go his way, he looks for either somebody to blame or a way of getting the press onto something different. We weren't even able to get a hearing for our Supreme Court nominee, Merrick Garland, and never would President Obama consider doing something this radical. And it's also a part of his determination that he's going to be the sole arbiter of when the government opens, how we handle the disease, what treatments we should give. And look, from the very beginning, first he was in a period of completely being caught flat-footed. President Obama warned in 2014 that a pandemic was likely. We created an office when I worked in the White House to focus solely on how to handle pandemics after our experience with H1N1 and Zika and Ebola. We did an exercise for the administration, a tabletop exercise on pandemics, which they didn't take seriously, and we left them with a roadmap and a report for how to handle it. And since then, we've seen denial. We've seen happy talk from it's just going to disappear, rallies where he said it was a hoax, this sense that we're going to open and everybody will be back in church on Easter. All of this is just intended to take the eye off the real issue, which is that he's handled this poorly. And look, I'm living in New York right now, and we just heard Governor Cuomo's press conference. Evidence-based, factual, thoughtful, not making up arbitrary deadlines, which he has no idea whether or not he can adhere to. And thank goodness that we have the leadership that we do from many of our governors around the country, but there's a huge vacuum in Washington.